Good morning, beautiful people. It's a wonderful day. The sun is shining and it is still cold as balls, but that's okay. I do this here for me and to help others along the way. But the truth is, what we think about enlightenment is absolute bullshit. You want to know who's enlightened? Because usually it's not the gurus. I had a breakthrough a couple of weeks ago. You may have noticed I got a little weird for a few days because I figured it out. I figured out my true purpose in this life is just to enjoy it and spread love and acceptance, to show love and resilience. That's all. To have a fulfilled life, all that is required of me is that I live joyfully and full of love. And that may sound so hokey, but really what it came down to, because I've always lived in joy, I've always lived in love, even if my life wasn't. But what I found was I didn't love myself. I liked me. I didn't love me. I liked who I am, but I didn't love who I was. And that was because I didn't see myself properly. When you're raised in trauma, when you're raised in abuse, you get accustomed to it. You learn that that's normal. You have no way of knowing how anything else is supposed to be. When you grow up in isolation and trauma, you have no comparisons. And when you grow up before the internet, you have no connections to make those comparisons. So, I finally just dud it. And I started Googling. I have been meditating since I was 4 years old. It was part of the doomsday cult practice. You had to meditate to become close with God. Funny thing is, they were kind of right. And so are neurologists. Something happens when you meditate that can change your brain. And I'm not saying everybody should go out and meditate. I'm not even saying this is going to work for everybody, because it doesn't. It doesn't. All of these spiritual gurus, all of these people who are trying to tell you the exact way to enlightenment, they're telling you their exact way to enlightenment. None of us travel the same road. None of us are supposed to have somebody else enlighten us. We have to seek it ourselves. And to do that, you actually have to have some very serious introspection. You need to be able to take a look at your life and say, this is mine. I did that. I own it. I acknowledge the mistake. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Dog walking and such. Now, I'm not saying that I am enlightened, but as the way it has been described, the feeling, the sensation, the calm and the ease of mind, I did experience that. I did experience very strange things that I can't explain. But I did it through introspection. A lot of the pain that I was carrying wasn't for me. It wasn't my karma. I was carrying my pain. That pain is a delivery system of karma. It's just not ours. Our pain is boxed up for us to send off to show what pain was caused to us, to show our perception of what happened. A person gets karma not only based on what they do, but on the people they hurt. And I hurt people. Not intentionally, but I did. And I own up to that. And I am sorry to everyone I hurt. Because nobody deserves to feel emotional pain. It's so disgusting. And one of the only ways to break through it is to do that self-reflection. My whole life I've been haunted by just demons of my past. Memories I can't shake. Memories I can't fully remember. Wondering what's a dream and what's reality at all times. Not just from the lost memories that people would say never happened, that I know happened, but also because I have narcolepsy. Sometimes things are dreams. I really did think my brother was a dream when I poked him in the eyes. Because I have narcolepsy. But I hurt him. And for that I am sorry. And that's my karma. And I can accept that karma because it's mine. I will pay for it if I haven't already. 1 second. Sorry, she's having a big morning, I guess. Yeah, I own that. I cheated. I know why I did it. Was it right? No. Did I hurt people? Yes. Did I save myself by doing so? In a way. But I own that karma. That's mine. But what was done to me, that's not mine. I'm sitting there with hundreds of boxes I'm unpacking, trying to remember this little thing, that little thing. Is this true? Is that true? And in reality, all I needed to realize was it was my truth. I've said before, these stories are my truth, and my truth is what makes me. But I guess, in a way, I still didn't believe it on some level. Because it was only my truth. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to my karma, my truth is all that matters. And when I believed that that was mine to own, I do believe I would have taken it back and taken on that guilt. I mean, it probably would have gotten all sorted out in the wash, but, you know, if you believe you're horrible and you make your future, why was I making mine horrible? So I took those boxes. I said, I have enough. I have enough to know she was a monster. I have enough to tell the stories. I have enough to show people the horrors you can overcome and still be a good person and a positive person who doesn't go out there and continue the cycle. It's about strength. It's about resilience. And it's about character. I boxed all those up. Every single one of them. And I marked them not my karma. And then I called UPS, the Universal Postal Service. And I threw those boxes out. Turns out you still get access to the files. But the guilt, the worry, the hundreds of questioning voices that you hear in your head over and over again, the ones that drive you crazy, thinking about what you did 15 years ago that nobody else remembers. In that amount of time, every cell in your body has remade itself. You are not even the same person you were when you made that mistake, physically. I'm not the same person anymore now that I realized who I am. I felt that calm wave. I felt that rush of clarity. I felt the endless love of the universe just fill my heart and soul. And I don't know if it was intense because that's how it always is for everybody, or if it was intense because I just let so much pain go. But that love I felt, that love I still feel in my heart, it is for every living being. And I just, I feel so joyful. And I don't want it to stop. Enlightenment isn't being raptured. Enlightenment means getting to stay here and enjoy the life you have. That's it. That's it. You're good. Yeah, you want spiritual guru advice? There you go. You have to find your own path. Nobody's way to enlightenment is yours. You can learn tricks, you can learn tips, you can get information, but no guru is going to enlighten you. It's a self process. It's introspection. You're the only one who can do introspection for yourself. Because until you believe it down in your heart of hearts and your soul of souls, what is yours and what is not, you're going to keep carrying everybody else's pain. And everybody else is just going to think that all of these people have it so together. When you start looking at spiritual guides, spiritual gurus, you find a lot of dirty secrets and a lot of skeletons. But I am not their life. They may be enlightened. They may have found it finally at last after whatever harm they caused. They may be able to give you a little word or a piece of advice that may spark that ember in your brain. But enlightenment is not what we think. And it's absolutely what we think. And it's all in your hands. It's up to you, or it's not. I truly believe that in this grand universe, we all do come from one great divinity. But until you can see yourself, why would the divine take notice? So if pain is our body's way of saying that something's wrong, stop touching that burner, don't jump in that acid, don't poke that bruise, our pain is there as a signal to make sure we don't hurt ourselves. So why, if you're now out of trauma, in a safe space, no one is physically hurting you, nobody is saying any bad things to you, why are you still in pain? Once you break the cycle, once you break free and you cut it all off and you acknowledge what's yours, you realize there's no reason for the pain. You're not being hurt by anyone but you. It's time to let it go. It may take time. You've had a death grip for a long time. But it's okay to let it go.